Good evening and welcome to Bedtime Stories, where I review a book chapter by chapter, okay? And I give my commentary every chapter that I read, I give my commentary. So, let's get into, this is a special Bedtime Stories because I'm doing this while I'm on my vacation in Vegas. You know we gotta have a bedtime cocktail, especially if we's in Vegas. So, this is gonna be a really modified old-fashioned. Pretty much it's just gonna be a sweet ride. Okay. I don't have no measuring, nothing for this. So, I got this big bottle at a local liquor store on Flamingo. And I got it for 20 bucks. This is how I save myself money from going to the bars downstairs. Okay. So this is going to be a really quick overview of chapter 8. So let's get to it. So I just put a whole lot in this cup. And then what I'm going to do is put some sugar in there. I don't have a bitter. It's just going to be a sweet ride. That's what I'm going to call it. Sweet ride is this. Get 3 packets of sugar. Put it in to the container. And then stir the sugar up at the bottom. You know, before they had simple syrup, or they decided to break down the sugar into a simple syrup, they just put a sugar cube, and then let it dissolve. They stir it until the sugar cube and the bitter is dissolved. Sweet rye. Let's get into this chapter, child. Ooh. Mother Teresa keeps trying to jump out my book. Is it too hot for you, girl? Okay, so let me get to chapter 8. So the chapter 8 starts out with Champ wanting answers. Like what indeed what happened? Now this is coming from the after it's on Champ's side now, where he wants to know what happened. How did our warehouse end up on fire? Did you see the nigga? I want to know who did this. And, I mean, not only did they ruin product, but they also took out a few of our men. And so, they were... So, now Champ is asking, what happened? He's like, I need answers. I need answers now. So, he's looking around the room at his closest associate, not the whole gang, you know what I'm saying? Of course, Dewan, his left-hand man, his brother, who is Jairus, or Jarius, is in the hospital, hanging on to dear life. So, Dewan, they look around, Dewan kind of lets out a sigh like, oh, this shit again. Now, you know, damn, I knew when I saw that shit that... And that whole thing went down, that we was going to have to, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He gives off, and Champ turns to him and says, D, you got something to tell us? He was like, and Alicia, his sister's there, and she says, yeah, he got something to say. And he's like, oh. I mean, he's doing a lot of heavy breathing right now. A lot of sighs. He's letting out all kinds of, dang, you know, he's all there. That's his mood. And so, Dewan, you know, after doing a whole bunch of breathing and all this stuff, all that antics, it came down basically Alicia pressure. Yeah, he know something. And he said, dang, shoot, yeah. It looked like that nigga Noah. You know what I'm saying? Over in Homeboy's camp that you killed. Yeah, that dude, it looked like Noah. I mean, I'm just saying, he reluctantly gave up the fact that he saw Noah on the scene. It's like, and Dewan, or AKA D, put up some resistance in, you know, it's like, well, you know his name, you know where he is, where he lives, you know what I'm saying? He's like, tell me what he looked like. So Champ is like, okay, even though he sees all the resistance in Dewan trying to give up the information that he knew, he wasn't eager to say, yeah, I know that nigga. I seen that dude around town. Something like that. He ain't say none of that stuff. He was just very resistant and really didn't want to give up the information of who he knew it was involving. I'm going to tell you right now, it just, as I'm describing it, I feel like something is shifty with Dewan. Okay. Like, either he's a connect of Noah's that he called at the end of chapter 6. You know? Is he the one that was supposed to make sure, like, nobody was there? And his response is, look, they started to get suspicious, so I had to take a few people out. So, my bad. Sorry. Was he the connect? Was that the person? The unnamed phone number that Noah, well, no, not Noah. Okay, yeah. So he reluctantly told it was Noah. I just want to make sure it was Noah that was the person that was on the scene, who also, now if I'm getting it correct, Noah was the one that was driving when, what's his name? Keon did a drive-by. He was the driver. Noah always seems to be in the middle of this stuff. But I wonder if Dewan was the inside man. Moving on. So Dewan was really resistant in giving the, you know, who he saw, what he looked like. Champ was like, "What? Tell me what he looked like. I don't know this nigga. He clearly is not higher up. You know what I'm saying? He's clearly not a higher up because I don't know who the hell you talking about, sir. What does he look like?" Tim, like, it was so funny. He said, "I don't know what the brother looked like. I don't know." And then he went on to describe him. Let me see. So it was Jamal's team. Okay, yeah, Jamal. I'm sorry. I said Keon. Jamal was the one who did the drive-by, and I believe Noah was the one that was driving him. I believe. Okay. So Noah is always in shit. So Champ's like, well, what does he look like, yo? What did he say? But he said, bro, I don't know how to describe the nigga. Shit. Average height, medium brown, hazel eyes, curly hair, 1C hair, no. But, you know, I mean, like, nigga, You basically described the dude. I don't know, Dewan said. You know what I'm saying? He said, I don't know what he looked like. I don't know. Medium build, brown, chocolate brown skin. Nigga, I don't know. He looked like a man. If you didn't really know, he would say he looked like a man. He's like a dude. I don't know how to describe a dude. But then you went to describe him. Boy, child. Get on out of here, Dewan. So, he's like, Alicia pulls up his social media page. It said, this is what that nigga look like. That's the dude. That's the one. I don't know why Dewan is shucking and jiving, but that's what this nigga look like. So Champ is looking at the picture. He's like, He's committing the picture to his memory because now he got to strike back. Because real talk. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a gangster. I can see how they can get into this vicious cycle of get back. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can't knowing that it came from Jamal's camp, knowing he killed him for having his brother in this situation and killing some of his men over some bitch. You know what I'm saying? I don't think women are bitches, but that's, I'm talking gangster here. Okay. So, of course, he didn't think, it's like, yo, dog, I'm going to need you to get this shit under control. So I'm just getting him back for what he did. Your boy did us wrong. We were cool until this nigga did this dumb shit. And he hit my brother. My brother's sitting up and hanging on for his life. And if he dies, son, that nigga, you know what I'm saying? Well, he's dead already. Okay. Now, Noah's about to be dead. Okay, so Champ is like, okay. So he started constructing how he's going to get that nigga for burning down his warehouse and shooting his people. Because for as long as he's known, it was the Jamal camp that did the whole killing of everybody. That's why Saint was so pissed off. Like, nigga, once you saw bodies, you supposed to leave. Why did you still continue to put this shit up? Well, the fact is, it was his connect that had to do that for whatever reason. So that means maybe he had to kill him because the nigga was getting suspicious. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. So we end up with Champ's later, like, you know what, we're going to talk later. We're going to figure out how we're going to get back. I'm going to need you to help me, Dewan, do this whole thing. He's like, fine. Because he gave a strong argument of why are we doing this whole back and forth. It's just going to cause more war, and it's just taking money. He's trying to divert from actually replying with more murder. This war between Jamal and the Champ camp. So it ends with, it's like, this is what we're going to do. Dewan is reluctantly getting together a get back plan. And Champ has put he sicked his sister on him. Not sucked his sister. He sicked his sister on Dewan. Like, watch out for him, yo. He just seemed, you didn't notice. You didn't know this. Champ is like, you didn't notice, Alicia, how, something's not right about Dewan. And, he explained what, the fact that he was resistant to the whole thing. It's like he didn't even want to tell me. And she said, that could be just D. He's always the one. I remember when D picked him up from the hospital for them to get back at Jamal. He was all down. He had all the information, but he was also the one who made sure there wasn't any innocent bystanders there. You know what I'm saying? Dewan never really liked harming the person that wasn't supposed to be harmed. You know what I'm saying? So it's quite possible, if you kind of did lightweight business, that you know that Dewan might be not want to do this whole war thing because he doesn't like the fact that innocent bystanders could happen. He's probably already feeling bad, well, about the ones that are dead, whether he was the one that had to shoot them or the fact that it got to that point that lives were lost. You know what I'm saying? He just seemed like he concerned about the lives that didn't need to die. He wasn't trying to kill people, you know. He was always about, let's just figure out a way that we don't have to kill somebody. So it's quite possible for Alicia, who doesn't have a more discerning spirit, excuse me, let me lean back in my chair, my haunted chair. And so he seems to be more conscious of life. He doesn't like doing this whole war thing. He just wanted to get this money. So it ends with Champ giving the responsibility of Alicia of watch him, yo. So something not right about D. Okay, so we end the chapter with him like, Alicia's like, oh, it might be D, but I get you, bruh. Alicia trusts her brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see it, but if my brother sees something, then it must be something there. You know, she's that sister. She's the one that's going to say, yo, I don't know where you going with this, bro, but I'm with you. Okay? So, that's the end of that scene. And then we go into the scene. The following scene is the following night, Alicia paced back and forth across the concrete floor of the auto repair shop owned by Champ, while she watched a handful of their crew, best shooters, inspect, load weapons into their respective vehicles. She held her own phone to her ear. So she's preparing for the strike back. Okay. Dewan was responsible, again, just like the last time, to make sure the spot is clear, you know, to have, you know, that he was responsible making sure the target was secured, you know what I'm saying, and that nobody else was there aside from Dewan. I mean, aside from Noah, right? And somehow there was a miscommunication. And again, I believe Dewan might be a connect for Noah. Or if we want to get really, really salacious, he might be his lover. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It might be his lover. That's why he's doing all this shit for Noah. I think Dewan was the contact that he was supposed to make sure everything was clear, because that is Dewan's job. He makes sure the person that we're looking for is secured and nobody else, though Champ don't give a fuck, nobody else is going to get, you know, involved. We just want that target. Now, if I have to go through a few people, Champ is the type of person, if I got to go through a few people to get the target, I don't care if there's other people there. Dewan's specialty was just making sure no innocent bystanders would be there, like the target's mother or children. Now, if you have a couple of henchmen, that might be okay. But the target must be secured. So, Alicia's preparing for the strike back. Dewan is supposed to have already made sure everything was clear. The target is secured. So they go over to take down Noah for burning down their shit, to set a message back at really Scar's camp to say, look, stand down. I will kill every nigga in your camp if I have to. So they go in, and there's a faux pas. There's more people there. And Noah's camp is prepared for this shit. Okay? So it wasn't easy like Jamal. For some reason, Dewan is like, yo. You know, it's like, wait a minute, yo. There's people here that wasn't supposed to be here. And they said, Alicia's like, fuck it, let's just go and get this nigga. Fuck them other niggas. And it's like, so they go in, they get a couple of people on the way in. And now, mind you, this is also, if you want to know the exact, this is just my commentary of it. But basically, there was a faux pas. Noah wasn't where he thought he was. And he was, soon as Noah kind of snuck out a sideway, but Dewan saw him, you know what I'm saying? And he kind of froze up. And it's like, because he had one of his dudes, but he saw Noah and he kind of like froze, like, oh shit, please, you know. And it's like he couldn't do anything, so Alicia had to take action. And at least get the fuck out of there. Get the people that are alive, let's retreat. What the fuck happened? You know, she's now seeing, like, what the fuck is really going on. She's starting to see what Champ had already been suspicious of. Dewan ain't right. Something's not right. You know, and Alicia starts to see it. After they retreat, she's like, you know, she's side-eyeing Dewan. And like after they got out of there, at least she got out of there alive and Dewan got out of there alive. But it's like, Dewan don't normally fuck up like this, number one. And number two, why did he freeze? Like he got stuck, like he couldn't, like his master or the person that he was following was really Noah. Like he had more allegiance with Noah than he did the Champ camp. You heard? And Alicia saw that shit. So the chapter ends with Alicia talking to Champ. It's like, yeah, bro, we gotta talk. I see now. I see what you were talking about Dewan. We gotta talk about that. Something's not right. Something really ain't right. And that's pretty much what the chapter ends on with that. So there you are. Bedtime Stories, chapter 8.